right, y'all, so listen, it's lunchtime, and I thought, while I'm sitting in the car, I hope it's okay with y'all if I chat with y'all. So I wanted to talk about the strategy that I trade, where I make a consistent income every single week in the market without day trading, without reading charts, without being glued to my screen. I ain't got time for that. And it takes me less than 3 minutes every single week. In my case, I always say this, it takes me a good 30 seconds because I've been doing this for a while. And once you start doing it for a while too, it'll take you about a minute. Okay. But anyways, I wanted to talk about that. I wanted to talk about how I make my income consistently, how I make my secondary income through the same stock, the same strategy, but through dividends, and also how I make money from the equity as well. Now, there was a gentleman that commented on my last video, and he asked about, what if you own the shares and it's in your buy and hold, but you don't want to touch it? So it's like your long-term account, but you don't really want to like touch the shares and risk them getting sold away from you. And I thought that was an incredible question. So thank you for commenting that. And I also brought it to coaching, teaching my students too. And I was like, I think this would be a really good scenario for the breakout rooms. But anyways, if you're interested in learning about how to trade this strategy, it's a low risk strategy, perfect for beginners. I am having a free stock trading masterclass coming up this week. Click the link in the description for the date and time and the link to register. But anyways, it's absolutely free. Listen, you're gonna have a ball, okay? You're gonna have a ball with me. But anyways, so listen. Now, how I do it, I'm gonna tell you how I do it. Now, there are some stocks where I'm like, ain't no way I'm about to trade this strategy on the stock, just because you may risk getting the shares sold away from you, which is, it's fine, because we're trading the stock for income. That's completely fine. And we're also making equity, which is great, right? All we gotta do, rinse, repeat, jump back in, keep making our consistent income. Okay, now how the strategy work? You gotta own 100 shares of stock in order for you to trade against it to make that consistent income. Now let me back up a little bit. You can actually look at the option chain before you even trade to see how much you're gonna make. That's how cool it is. Okay, so we ain't gotta guess, we ain't gotta hope, we don't gotta wish. The option chain tells us how much we're making, and once we trade the stock, we make the money. It goes into our broker account as cash, and if you have a debit card, you can swipe. But anyway, so I thought that was a phenomenal question, because he has the shares, but he don't want to risk getting them sold away from him. Okay, so here's what I would do. You can absolutely 110% still trade those particular stocks, but to make it a little more low risk, I would not trade those stocks every single week. Absolutely not. I would not trade those stocks every single week, because the risk of getting them sold away is quite high. Now, you could go a couple weeks every single week that you trade, and you make that consistent income from it. Let's just do $250 a week, right? That's how much I started making per week when I first started trading. So let's say you're making that $250 every single week for 3 weeks, and let's say you still own the stock. That happens. Now, let's say by the 4th week, you don't own the shares no more. So you got to buy back in and then trade it again, and we keep rinsing and repeating it. But you don't want that, because you're afraid that when the stock price, or when the trade expires and get sold away from you, that you may have to get in at a higher price. We don't know what type of stock you're holding right now. Now, in order for the strategy to work, though, it has to be a low volatile stock. So if your stock already volatile, just don't worry about it. If it's a part of your long term, don't worry about it. Don't even trade it. Okay, just leave it alone. Leave it alone. But if it's like a slow, steady increase in equity, the price of the stock just rises slowly but steady, then maybe it's a good idea. Because once you jump back in, I mean, you may gotta get back in at a 10 cent higher, 20 cent higher, 50 cent higher. I doubt $1, but we'll say $1 higher, maybe $1 higher. You never know. Then that's cool. That's cool. But yeah. But so here's what I would do. Instead of trading every single week, I'll trade every month. Just once a month though, and I will trade as far out possible option wise, and whatever the premium is, if it's to your liking, why not? Here's my thought. Excuse me. Here's how I think about it. You're holding the stock. It's building an equity, which means the stock price rising and your account value increasing. Cool. You're making dividends. Dividend income on top of that. If the stock offers a dividend, that's another income. Cool. Why not add a premium to it? Premium income just because you hold a stock once a month though. Who can say no to that? Extra $250 a month? I mean, this is the low end. I'm just trying to give y'all an example. Okay, this is just an example. It may be way more than that. This is just an example. Cool, I'll take $250. I didn't do nothing for it. And with the equity and the dividend and the premium all working together, your wealth is building much quicker, much faster. It's just growing at a great pace. And I love that. Let me take a bite. I'll let you know if it's good. Mm-hmm. 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 Mm. 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 Put that to the side. Yeah. Let me tell you how I do it to make it easier. Now, do I trade and hold, like buy and hold long-term stocks that I really, really like? Or maybe trade the same stock that I'm buying and hold? Absolutely. Absolutely. But this is how I do it though. Now, you have to have two accounts. Now, if you have a big boy broker, not no Robinhood, not no Webull, not no, y'all know what I'm talking about. But you got like a Charles Schwab, you know what I mean? The heavy hitters, like you got the Fidelity, the E-Trades, the TD Ameritrade. Now you got a big time broker. You can open up 2 broker accounts and link them together, so that you can just flip back and forth and go to your trading account, go to your long-term account. I see my neighbor here. Oh my God. I live in such a small area. I see my neighbor. Anyway, let's continue. You can switch, right? Back and forth. Now, my trading account is my trading account. I don't have no long-term in there. I'm separating it. My long-term is my long-term. I'm not trading in there. So let me think of a random stock. Don't look at the price. I don't care. I'm just going to name a stock. Nvidia. Let's do Nvidia. So, let's just say I'm trading Nvidia. But I also want to hold Nvidia too. So what I'm going to do is I may trade a contract of Nvidia. Let's say I own 600 shares. I own 600 shares. I may trade one contract of Nvidia, and I'm gonna throw 500 shares in my long-term buy and hold, because I don't want to touch it. I don't want to risk my shares and nothing like that. Also too, how my brain works, because y'all know I gotta make things easier for myself. Now, I don't consider myself to have a learning disability anymore, but I really did have a severe learning disability growing up, and I still got it might still be there a little bit. So I gotta make things easier for myself, and I got separated out. Because first of all, if you have your buy and hold long-term Nvidia in your trading account, you're gonna be confused. One, you're gonna be confused about how much equity did I make? How much did it grow? And then two, you could be like, how much did I make from my trade? It's too bunched up. It's just separated, okay? Just separate it. And that's what I would do. If you love a stock, like Nvidia, you want to trade it, but you also want to hold it, separate it out. If you don't want to even trade a contract and separate it out, and you like, nah, I got, I don't know, 1,000 shares. I don't know, I'm just throwing out a number. I got 1,000 shares of Nvidia, and that's absolutely my buy and hold. I'm not touching it. I'm not trading it. Nothing. But you want to get, some premium from it, which is the consistent income that you make from the stock, right? Because we own it. Why not get that extra little income a month, right? And you got 1,000. That's 10 contracts. You know how much that is? My God, maybe $1,000 a month or so. Probably more than that. I know Nvidia, their premium is like $4. That's $4,000 that month, baby. But listen. Trade once a month. The option as far as possible. Take in that premium, sit on your hands, let it go. Let it go. And maybe revisit next month and do the same. But you gotta have a little more strategic, you gotta have a little more strategy with that if that's your case. But I thought that was a really good question. And I wanted to do a video on that. I did. So, but anyways, I'm about to eat the rest of my Chipotle. Y'all want to see what it look like? It looks good. I'm about to eat the rest of my Chipotle. And I got a nail appointment. See, my thumb broke. My nails all long, cute, but my thumb broke. I gotta get my nails done. And so, anyways, if you're interested in learning this strategy, perfect for beginners. Very low risk, but it also makes a consistent income. So I left my job at 24 years old, and baby, it's been almost 5 years, and I don't have no plans on going back ever again. My money is made through the market. It pays the bills and so much more too. But anyways, I hope this video was good to you. It was good to me. I'll see y'all in the next one. All right. Bye. You too. Bye.